Hello, everyone. Welcome to Small Talk. Well, my guest is a musician from England, so this is kind of cool. Time to meet Ruzz Evens. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So it's Ruzz, right? Is that how I pronounce it?
That's it.
Uh,
That's it. Yeah, Ruzz.
I just want to tell the audience that the connection I got the connection from him for him through Bruce Suncan, the founder of Port Moody Jams. So that was kind of fun. So you're
Yeah,
a blues performer, is that correct?
I am. Yeah. So I play blues. I kind of say it's all really old school style stuff. So it's the swinging blues, a bit of rock and roll, rockabilly, all within those veins. I'm a big fan of like big band music and a lot of the old guys like BB King and T-Bone Walker and guys like that used to work with like horn sections and stuff. So that's the sort of blues side I try and aim at is that big band swinging sound, the West Coast kind of stuff.
Right. So are you a singer as well as you play a musical
I
instrument?
I try my best.
Or do you play solo as well as with the band?
I keep planning to try and put together a solo set, but at the moment the smallest that the band gets is maybe a duo. I've done a bit of duo stuff in the past with a bass player. That's always fun. Um, but yeah, I can't with the solo stuff. I I I really want to kind of try and put together a set list that's a little bit more. Um, I'm not sure how to describe rather than just playing the same kind of 12 bar blues over and over again, like I hear some solo acts do within the blues style. I
Right.
really love like Chet Atkins stuff and like Tommy Emmanuel with that instrumental guitar music, and so I want to put together a set list of some stuff like that and some more kind of jazzier ballads and things like that. It's a little bit more interesting to listen to, I guess.
Okay. Do you play the guitar?
I do, yes,
So
yeah.
are you self-taught or did you have lessons?
I'm self-taught, yeah. I um started out with slide guitar. I heard and saw George Thorogood live, and I just as soon as I heard that, I knew instantly that's what I needed to learn. So I started learning slide guitar, and I was quite lucky that when I was starting to learn, YouTube was just starting up, so there was a lot of stuff there for me to start stealing from, and yeah, I just ran with it. Um, I had a couple of lessons in college where they would explain or teach a certain scale or some chords and give the names of it, and I would always think, "Oh, I'm going to learn something new now," and then they would explain what it was. And I go, "Oh, I already know that. That's that chord like I said T-Bone Walker uses," or "Oh no, I know that scale. That's what BB King uses," and so it all kind of came full circle. But yeah, I'm primarily self-taught.
That's pretty cool. So when did you first start performing like on stage?
Uh, must be about 14. When I was 14, I was playing in a lot of blues jams. I was playing bass in a lot of blues jams. I had a little trio with one of my friends from Bristol, and he was 14 as well. And I think his brother must have been about 16 and played drums. So we started doing a few little gigs locally, just playing some kind of old blues and like some Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff and a bit of Hendrix and things like that, just like around the Bristol area. Um, but yeah, I think 14 was when I started, and haven't stopped. That's nearly 20 years now.
Now, have you traveled other countries to perform?
I have, yeah. So I've gone around mainland Europe quite a bit. I've done Belgium, Holland,
Hmm?
Germany, Croatia, Austria, um, and I've done some stuff in the States. Back in September last year, I had my first trip to Canada, which I absolutely loved. Hence why I'm coming back so soon.
That's nice that you're coming here.
Yeah, I love it over there. Yeah,
Very
it's really nice.
Yeah, well, I think Bruce mentioned that you performed, was it in Winnipeg?
I'm going to be performing in
Oh,
Winnipeg. Yeah, I played in Brandon back in October. So I'm going to be playing there again in about 3 weeks' time,
mhm.
and got a show in Winnipeg in about 3 weeks. But yeah, the first time I came over, I went all over Canada, did some stuff around Toronto, and um, went and checked out Montreal, and did a bunch of stuff around Vancouver. Uh, and then yeah, Brandon, Manitoba, and yeah, just really checking your country out.
Yeah, it sounds like it for sure. Uh,
Yeah,
so do you come from a musical family at all?
yeah, well, somewhat, yeah. So my dad plays, and he was back in the '80s before, long before he had me. He was playing in bands around Bristol,
Ah,
um, and he was uh, quite strongly within the Bristol music scene. So it was almost inevitable that I would follow in that path.
right.
And my brother, my youngest brother, plays every now and then. He plays bass for me in the band, and if I can, I drag him out on tour. Um, but yeah, it's mainly me, dad, and my brother that are the musical ones. The rest of the family haven't really paid much attention to it.
It's kind of interesting because I've interviewed a lot of musicians and it seems to be like a teenager's dream for many teenagers to be in a band,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely. Um, yeah, I think me and my friend, when we were 13, 14, it was definitely a dream. And we were lucky that we had parents that supported that and encouraged it. And um,
Yeah.
he's still playing around. I think he's moved over to Croatia. Um, so we're both still going at it.
Very,
And
very,
I think that's yeah. We had, like I say, we had a good support network with parents and family early on, so it kind of really encouraged us to keep going.
mhm.
But yeah, it was certainly that was certainly a dream of ours.
Cool. I see something behind you. It says Blues Review. Is
Yeah,
what are
but
you
yeah,
looking at?
that's the name of it. I just got the computer on, um, so I just have that as the wallpaper. But that's the logo for my main project, which is Ruzz Guitars Blues Review.
Okay.
It's where I bring all of my different influences together into one project. Because I was always I played in a lot of rockabilly bands over the years and some blues bands, and they never they would never cross over, and it was really frustrating for me because I I I could just see I could always see how well all the genres work together, but none of the other bands would do it.
Uh,
Like if I was in a rockabilly band, they would never play any of the blues stuff, and then the blues guys would like, no, 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 we don't play Johnny Cash, we don't do that kind of stuff. So it got to a point where I kind of I realized I needed to put together my own band and do all of this myself and be kind of the boss of what I'm doing. um, yeah, I enjoy it. It's
well, I know that Bruce really enjoyed your playing. He told me, he said
yeah,
you really got it something, so that's really cool, right?
yeah. Oh, he's lovely. Yeah, he's been amazing since we met.
Yeah, that's nice.
Um, yeah, I can't thank him enough.
So of all the places you've performed, is there some place that you would love to go back to? Whether it's the venue or the reception, whatever it is.
Um, well, I mean, one of the first places that springs to mind is Vancouver, which I'm coming back to anyway. Um, I came over last September and through into October, and the response and support from everyone there was overwhelming
Nice.
for my first time there. So I mean, everyone made me feel so at home and so welcome, and they really supported all of the shows that I was doing, and the amount of people invited me out to sit in with them was incredible, and so it was a very special moment for me. And then I've been friends with Paul Bagat from Vancouver for
Right.
12 years now.
Oh,
So yeah, to have the opportunity to work with him in kind of his home turf um, was really special as well.
Right.
So I think, yeah, that's top of the list for me.
Well, I'm just wondering if any of them that you met over here gone to England and performed with you there?
Not yet. No, I mean, I've had Tommy Harkenrider from California. He's come over to Bristol and done a show with me back in 2018.
Okay.
And I've been talking to a couple of other people about trying to help them get over here and do some shows together, but we haven't worked the dates out yet. And for quite a while, I've been trying to help Paul get over to the UK. I might mention that to him when I see him in a couple of weeks and try and get that ball rolling again. But yeah, no, I would love to bring those guys over and put on a big show with them. Definitely.
Yeah. Tell them it's the same distance, whether you're coming here or they're going there.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have any albums out?
I do, yeah. I got a few on Spotify, and you can get the CDs from my website. And because I'm not like the biggest fan of Spotify, but it's unfortunately kind of an industry kind of standard now, is that you need to be on there and need to be seen to be on it. So, but yeah, I've got a live album that I did in it was recorded in 2021, just as we came out of lockdown. It's the first show back out, so I thought we need to record this and make a little bit more of a special event out of it. And I've got 3 studio albums on there, and I'm currently slowly working on a new one. I say slowly because I have big plans for it. So I'm working with a couple of horn players from Michigan that I've worked with live quite a lot on the arrangements, and we're really pushing down that big band blues sound. So that full big band horn arrangements, the whole lot. So it's a big project, but I'm excited for it. It's gonna be fun. That's it.
So now you write your music, right? You write your own songs?
Yes. Yes, yeah.
Does anybody else contribute to the writing, or is it just you?
So it depends. So with horn players, I'll have an idea and I'll come up with I'll have like the structure of the song and some vague ideas of what I can hear the horns doing within it. And then I work with them and kind of hone it in, and they tend to help with the arrangements, and they throw their ideas in. Coming from a horn player perspective, it's I quite like working with those kind of guys, because then they're hearing it differently to how I do. I'm a guitar player listening to a song that I've written, and as much as I listen to a lot of horn players and like big bands and stuff, I don't have quite the same way of hearing it as the actual horn players do that are playing it.
Okay.
So I could be describing something in one way that's kind of more from a guitar player's point of view, but then for them to come back at me with their ideas, as like, if I say like, oh, I can hear the trumpets doing this, and then the trumpet player comes back and says, yeah, I can see what you mean, but what about this? This might be a lot more effective. And it might be something I'd never thought of, but because it's come from them already doing that, I find it really helps to kind of improve the song, and I find it's a much more fun process. So I try and incorporate people as much as I can. If I'm in the studio with drummers and bassists, then I'll come in with, like I said, the kind of bare bones structure of the song, and then we'll throw it around each other, and they'll throw in their ideas. And again, it's like, because I'm a guitar player and I think I know what I want to hear, I still want to get everyone's individual point of view on it. So I think I know what I want for the rhythm, so I ask the drummer, and then they throw in their ideas, and then same with the bass, they throw in their ideas, and it just helps it to kind of naturally come together. But yeah, it's normally I start with the bare bones, the kind of the main idea, and then we embellish it once I get each person involved.
So what would inspire you to write any particular song?
I'm not sure, to be honest. But sometimes I just get inspiration out of nowhere,
Right.
especially with instrumentals. I love writing guitar instrumentals,
Hmm.
and sometimes they just come out of nowhere. I could just a riff could just enter my head, and then I need to grab a guitar and play it, and just try and work out what I'm hearing. And
Right.
other times I'll hear someone uh, like Reverend Horton Heat or someone like that playing one of theirs, and there might be something within what they just did that I went, oh, what was that? So I work it out, and then another riff comes out of that. Um, lyric, lyrics come slower to me. Um, I think because I'm more of a guitar player than a vocalist, that's where my expertise
Right.
lies.
Right.
So it's a lot easier for me to write the music, and I can hear the melodies and stuff. But lyric wise, that can take a while, and sometimes it depends on the subject that I'm writing about. If it's something more personal,
Mhm.
if I'm feeling really inspired by that, it will come fairly quick. But if I'm just trying to write something that's like an upbeat, happy blues tune or something that I think the audience could join in with, sometimes that can take a little while because I I'll write something down and then I'll come back to it later and go, what was I thinking? That's terrible. I'll throw it away. And then I'll keep doing it. And like sometimes I'll stop myself and like I'll find something that's like, actually, no, that's not too bad. But just leave it alone. Just but a lot of the time it's just, yeah,
Is it
I'm my own worst critic.
is it difficult to make sure that your music, your sound is doesn't sound like somebody else's that's already out there? Like, is that hard to do?
Yes and no, for me personally. So yes, in the sense of like I don't want it to just sound like I'm just completely ripping off Jimmy Vaughan or completely ripping off T-Bone Walker. I want the influence to be heard.
Hmm.
But I think I've just about got to a place now where I feel like I have an idea of my sounds and the sound I like and what I'm aiming for. But I'm also constantly listening to what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time if I notice a trend, I avoid it like the plague. So um I, especially in the UK at the moment, the blues rock side of stuff is very popular, and there's a lot of bands doing it. So I stay clear of it because they don't need another one. Like there's enough people doing it. You don't need another one. Whereas like I because of my love of that more swing blues style and the more of the stuff like 30s, 40s, 50s into the 60s, and
Hmm.
I kind of think I'm I would rather push it that and kind of it may be the harder road, but I feel it's going to stand out a bit more
Okay.
um, in a sea of blues rock.
Right.
Um, whether or not it's the best idea, I don't know. But a lot of my heroes have done similar in the past, where they've stuck to their guns and just done what they love, and that's all I plan to do. I love it, so it's like I'm finding people that love it too. So that's my motivation for it. Is that I'm not trying to be like rich and famous in the next
Yeah.
Bonamassa or something. I'm just trying to create something fun that people will hopefully enjoy. But for the most part, it's what I want to hear. Is that I heard Jimmy Vaughan say in an interview one time, you should play what you want to hear. Um, so that's what I aim for. It's like if if I if I if I'm working on the song and it's not feeling like something I would want to sit down and listen to, then I'll scrap it.
Hmm.
And because if I think if I don't want to listen to this, who else is going to want it? Like because it's not sincere, it's not really coming from me.
Right.
But if I come up with something that I think, no, I really yeah, no, this is really I really like this, then I'm more motivated to finish it and then put it out, and hopefully more people think the same. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's my mindset on it. It's like I keep watching whatever everyone else is doing, and then I stick to my guns and kind of push on with the more old school dance side of stuff.
Right. Uh,
If that helps.
Blues has been an interesting thing in a way, because it kind of at least to my mind, it had lost popularity for a while, but it's come back really
Yeah,
strong right now, right?
yeah, it has. Yeah, it seems to have waves.
Yeah,
I've noticed it. There's a couple of those more old school styles that seem to have waves of popularity for between 5 to 10 years, and then it dips down a little bit, and it's always there still. It's still on the in the almost underground. There's still all the festivals and the clubs and stuff, but it's every now and then it pokes its head up and gets really popular again, and then dips down. So I guess like one of the last times that it would have been like really popular before that would have been the 80s with the Vaughns and like Fabulous Thunderbirds and
right.
um, like Johnny Winter and all those kind of guys that were really pushing it then. And now it does seem to be getting a lot more popular. It's definitely the blues rock side of it.
Mhm.
I think that's where I'm seeing a lot more bands appearing.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not going to knock it. It's working. So
Now, I know you have a website, correct?
I do, yeah.
And is that the best way for people to find out about you, to go to your website?
It is, yeah. I mean, I'm all over social media as well. So if they searched up Ruzz Guitar, they'll find all of my pages. But the website has links for all of that. It has my tour dates and music and videos and everything they could need to know. It's all
Okay.
in one place.
Right. Well, I think we're just about out of time. But I want to really thank you for taking the time, because I know we're totally different time zones, of course, for sure.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Stay on camera. I just want to talk to the audience. You've been listening to Ruzz Evans. I'm going to make sure I'm going to include his website so you can check him out. And he's also, of course, on Facebook, so you can find him there. And, if you can get out and support local, or it doesn't have to be local, but live performances, it really makes a big, big difference for not only for the musicians, but the audience enjoys it as well. So thank you,
Oh
everyone.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure, right? So thank you, everybody, for watching the show. I hope you continue to do so. Take care and peace out.